What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about Bitcoin today. Hit that like button, you guys. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and let's get into it, my friends. It is the 19th of April. We started a new day. We have one day, 21 hours left in this week, about 20 hours, 49 minutes left in this day. And we have broken out of this downtrend. Not financial advice, not a financial advisor. What do I know? These lines don't really matter much anyways. But if we take a look at these lines, it looks as though we've broken out of this downtrend. Yesterday, 2 days ago, that's whenever we broke out above it, right on the 17th here. We closed above it. Yesterday confirmed that, and now we're moving up today. I really do like the stance that the daily RSI is taking. Recently, right, since February here, we've really been living below the 50, below this line, and recently, very recently, we've been seeing some consolidation, more life above the 50 than we've seen throughout this whole time that we've really been in the downtrend here, right? February, that's whenever this started, when we were living below the 50. That was also the end of February, is whenever we broke down and saw prices below 80K for the first time in months, right? I think that flipping this to the upside, living above the 50 now and actually consolidating here, does set us up for a miraculous recovery. My expectation, because Bitcoin and crypto is so fearful, it's been fearful and so uncertain over the past few months, a lot of the market has not performed how we were looking for it to in Q1 at all. And even to start off Q2, it's not how we've expected it to be, right? There's a lot of uncertainty and doubt and FUD going around in the markets right now. And I think that there are a lot of people sidelined, okay? What happens is, in moments like this, there's less liquidity, right? Because people are waiting to see what happens. In lower liquid moments, it's easier to push the prices higher or lower. And then whenever you have people who are on the sidelines in these lower liquid moments, when the price moves, you also incorporate FOMO. So you have people who are panic buying back in, right? You have people who are buying, they're buying up all the liquidity that they can get their hands on down here, right? Until it dries up, and then the price is forced to literally expand. And while it's in that forced expansion, because supply and demand, you have people who have sidelined themselves, who thought that we were in a bear market, who wrote off the crypto markets. They sold all their bags, or they sold most of them, or they sold a good bit, and now they're required to get back in at higher prices, right? This will launch the price higher. There will be volatility along the way. You'll see some shakeouts and stuff like that. But all I'm trying to say here is I really do believe that over the coming days, by the end of this month, we're going to see some expansion happen. And I think that it starts with this, man. Breaking out of this downtrend, right? Low volume right now. Whenever you're in a consolidation phase, when you're a trend like this and you see low volume, that means you're at the end of this consolidation. Whether it's a good end or a bad end, you're at the end of the consolidation. And when you break out, which we've broken out to the upside, volume will start to come through. The volume's not here yet. I mean, we have broken out, but we haven't seen our breakout move, right? When the breakout move happens, I would anticipate that we have stronger or larger volume than what we've seen, really most of this month, stuff that's like at this level or higher, and will persist higher. The expectation is to go to $111,000 by the end of this month. We're at about 85K now. And I don't think a lot of people are expecting that. I think along the way, if we saw a nice pop here up to 96K, we found some resistance there. Some people might think, oh, you know what, we found our high. Bitcoin's going to come all the way back down to 84K, or it's going to see a retracement all the way down. I mean, what would that do if we went down to or if we went all the way up to 96K, if we went back up to this breakout point here? The golden ratio is down to 82K to 80K. People will be calling for that. Nobody's going to call for a shallow retracement like this and then a continuation up. My expectation is that Bitcoin's going to leave a lot of people in the dust. There's a lot of people who are sidelined. There's a lot of people who believe that the market is in a bull market or is in a bear market. We're about to go into recession. People are not going to buy this pump. At least not most of them. Not the herd, at least. The herd will probably not buy this pump. But they will, whenever it persists higher, they will continue. They will FOMO. There will be some FOMO, and I really do think that we're going to see a nice push up by the end of this month to $111,000, 84.8K now from a relative high on January 20th. There, inauguration date to this relative low. The next technical target area is 94 to 97K. I think that we'll see targets like this maybe over the next couple of days. Genuinely, I think we're going to see a nice move up over the next couple of days or over the next 3 days or so. Certainly by the end of next week. And then I would expect that sometime next week, if not early the following week, we'll be correcting, and to finish off the month, we'll see that last push up. I'm calling for 111K. That's the area that we've called for since the beginning of the month, since the first. I'm sticking with it. I wouldn't be surprised at this point if we did not see prices at new all-time highs. Maybe we do stop at 104K, 109K, somewhere in that range, maybe even a little bit less by the end of this month. I wouldn't be surprised by that, but the call remains. We're talking about 111K here, and I do think that we're going to see something that happens just like this, where over the coming days, by like the 22nd of April, we'll be up at this deep $90,000 target area. Going into the end of the month, we'll see a little bit of a pullback, a little back test of resistance here at this zone, and then continue to move up where we will see our new all-time highs. If we don't see those by the end of the month of April, I think we'll get there by the end or in the beginning of May, and that's when things really start to take off, man. I think May is going to be phenomenal. I think June's going to be phenomenal. And I think we're moving up. We're probably going to see the largest move that we've seen this whole damn cycle, guys. That's the expectation here, okay? The last move that we had, you know, from this starting point to this ending point here, that was about 98%. The move before that from a low to a high, that was about 91%. I think we'll see a bigger move than either of these. And this one, the bigger one right here from this low, a little bit below that low, I think. Yeah, let's get it right on the low. Right there. That would take us up to about 150K. So my expectation is that by the end of this next move, by the end of June, is what my expectation is, right? If we actually encapsulate this move perfectly from a time perspective, from this low to that high, that actually would put us in mid-July. But I don't think it'll take until July. I think this move is going to be faster. I don't think it's going to take this long to get going. I think that we're getting going now, and I really do think that we're going to see targets above 150K by the end of June. I think this next move will be the biggest move that we've seen in the entire bull cycle. You look at the weekly RSI, we certainly are set up for it, right? I normally end the videos talking about this, but it's plain as day. Not financial advice, not a financial advisor, but I'm talking to you right now, the person who's on the sidelines, the person who has money in crypto, but not as much as they'd want to. They have cash on the side just in case it comes down. The person who had money in crypto, but you got the hell beat out of you over the last couple of months, and now you're sitting on the sidelines because you're just waiting to see how things develop in the world, whatever the hell that means, right? You're going to wait until things are developed. They're going to develop without you, right? I'm talking to you. The last two times, one time here, two times here that we've been here in the weekly RSI throughout this whole bull market, I think there's no question at all that we're in a bull market, right, guys? That's what a bull market looks like. It's up only, right? And even in the up only, we have months of consolidation. It happens. It really does happen, as we all know right now. There's despair. But when we were at the end of this despair, we were here in the RSI. When we were at the end of this despair, we were here in the RSI. I wonder where we're at now. You know, this is like peak despair throughout the whole market. I really do expect that the biggest move of the cycle is coming. We're at $85,000 now. I don't really have anything else that I want to say. 4-hour time frame looks good. The 1 hour is shaping up as well. It's looking good. I really do think that to close out this week, we'll probably see some upside price growth, and definitely next week is going to be the week that we look to break 100K, look to get back above 100K. Though I don't know if by the end of next week, that's the 27th. I don't know. I would think by then that we are above 100K, yeah? I would think so. Because let's see, yeah, the next week, that would be, yeah, this is the 27th. I would think we're above 100K by the end of the next week. So over the coming days, 96K, 94K, 97K, something like that. By the end of next week, not by the end of this week, which is tomorrow, by the end of next week, I think that we will see prices above 100K. And going into the end of the month, we're talking about 111K or around there. Certainly higher targets than that as we progress through May and June. I've got nothing else for you guys. Hit the like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here. I'll see you on the next one. Take care. Bye.